Okay, awesome people. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Let's see if we're live, which we should be. In today's show, I want to talk about a few things. Looking at the entire market. There's some awesome stuff going on. And also, guys, hit that like button, subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. You'll be epic, trust me, because if you follow this channel, you're going to see all sorts of great stuff, the stuff that people don't show you. We try and keep you clear, level-headed. That's the target, clear, level-headed, right? So you actually understand what's going on. You stay always 2 steps ahead. Now let's move straight into the charts and have a look and show you what I'm talking about, right? So obviously you can see how the market has been reacting. For example, when there's 200-week moving average. But before I get to this, let me just show you something here. Liquidations, right? So this is what's really been going on in the market. You can see massive liquidations, $436 million of longs. And this is the situation of over leveraging. Right, the market is reacting to over leveraging, right? When you've got so much leverage in the market, right, it's just going to react. I mean, somebody's going to come in and say, right, you know what, we're going to snatch it off you. This was yesterday. Look, I never refreshed. I don't usually make videos or prepare for the videos. I just come on and just do it as it is. So I just literally open my laptop and here we are. We can see this was yesterday, 2 trillion, 2.03 trillion. And we're sitting at today at 1.917 trillion. Right, so we've had a massive dump, guys, massive dump, right? And that's because of how over leveraged we were, right? So we come back to this, you can see we were so over leveraged that the bulls and wanted to go and said, right, we're so bullish, we're going to go out there, we're going to do this, put millions of dollars online, and this is what happens. You get burnt, you get destroyed. Millions of dollars get destroyed when you over leverage the market. This is what's happened here, right? I was also looking at a few other bits and bobs as well, like exchange balance. To be honest, nothing really changed, still kind of okay. So if I zoom into this, just to bring you into this area here, you can see slight little tip off, right? Which means, like, some balances have left the exchange. But in order to see a bigger picture, what I did was I actually went to this chart here and I'm going to zoom in for you. And this is what's happening right now. So the price is coming down, right? Price is coming down. As you can see here, the price is coming down. But exchange, these are wallet sizes increasing. These are people with more than 10 Bitcoins. More than 10 Bitcoin, increasing. So this is giving me a good idea to say, well, somewhere along the line, people are very bullish, right? And we can see this in many different situations. So for example, wallet sizes with 100 Bitcoin, still kind of low. They're not really increasing, but those 10 one, right, they're increasing. This is awesome. These guys are increasing, so this is really nice, right, to see this. Also, let's have a look at the ones with the 1,000 BTC, right? So with 1,000 BTC, we're looking at, let's have a look what's going on, right? Still down, not too high. I won't really bother too much with those ones, but looking at all of this, this is just awesome, right? I was looking at the where is it, the fear and greed index, and this is what we can see in the fear and greed index, right? Extreme greed in the market. This is all related to what's going on, right? You can see extreme greed in the market. Bitcoin price is down, but greed is so high, right? So all of this is telling us that a lot of people are getting too greedy, too over optimistic. They're not really understanding the fundamentals of what's going on. I made 2-3 videos previously, and I'll kind of reiterate on those videos, or kind of on this video, I'll reiterate what I was talking about. And it's very important everybody understand this. Also, remember I said one of the very best indicators to observe would be grayscale, right? So if you just start looking at grayscale, you start understanding what's going on. For example, let's have a look at this, and this is where you can understand what's going on, right? Bitcoin price moves, right? And this is what happens with grayscale. You see the Bitcoin price, you can see the price there. Their premium starts to drop. Whenever their premium starts to drop, it's a good indicator the market's going to go down a little bit, because what they're trying to do is get as many people on board to come and buy, That's what they're trying to do. So this kind of makes sense when you start looking at this. Also, I was looking at every single indicator here, right? You know, which kind of exchange has what, exchange balance, you name it, everything, right? Even Bitcoin's volatility, look, it's ridiculous. It's not even volatile at this present moment. I mean, a few days ago, we were looking at June, we were kind of volatile. Now we're not even volatile. We're just sitting there. And if you look carefully, we've got this little kind of an angle forming here. Right, if you look diagonally, it's forming here. This is a kind of a bullish divergence forming here. It's telling us we're about to go, like we saw here, we're about to go back up and peak up again. This is really healthy compared to what we did here, right? And this was really cool. Remember, we were talking about 2020 when we had this massive dump and how the volume jumped in. We saw that, we talked about it yesterday, how the volume just came in and kicked in. That's what we need. We need these volumes to come in. Right, so looking at this volatility, we want to see this volume come in, but right now I don't see volume. What I'm seeing is over leveraging, right? What I'm seeing is just insane amount of leverage positions. These are extra long positions. I mean, look at this, long positions, right? This is just insane. We don't want to see this kind of stuff, guys. Also, what I was looking at, one other thing I was looking at was stock to flow, and this is really awesome. Right, so when you look at this, this is absolutely awesome. What we're seeing here is this particular area here, this green here. This is where we kind of peaked up. So we went, we were kind of not in you know, the balance of how the stock to flow should kind of go through. And what happened here, we kind of dropped off, as you can see, the green. But now look at this curve. I don't know if you can see this. This curve. Let me see if I can make it larger for you. Not entirely, but this curve here, this green curve here, it's moving back up to the line. That is awesome, and you can see this being reflected here. We're actually moving back to the line, so everything is indicating bullish, positive, you know, but the market is bloody, right? So the market is bloody, is 3% down. So what I did was I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and start looking into the thing. And also, I'll just show you the free and greed as well. You can see here, it's calculated. This is yesterday's free and greed. Every day, we've been kind of moving slightly up, which is good, right? But let's go into the charts and show you a few bits and bobs, right? What I'm really seeing right now, right? Because I'm looking for data. I'm like, okay, what's really going on in the market? I know there's over leverage. I know people are going to get wrecked because they're overconfident, right? Everyone thinks that that's it. Right, whereas I'm being overcautious. I've even made a video, people started commenting, other people were contacting me privately and they're like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You know what, I'm just telling you what I can see in the charts, nothing else. So here we've talked about how when we were around here, I talked about that, look, the daily stochastic RSI was too high, which means we are going to come down. And as you can see, we did come down, and we are still going to come down a little bit more according to this. Also, I wanted to see what's happening in the volume, and we can see that the bearish volume here is very high. The bullish volume is dropping off, and you can even see this if you look carefully. Right, if we zoom into this, you can see how basically the bearish volumes are higher than the bullish volume. Right, so technically here you can say that the bears are in total control. You can actually say this, right? This was all indicating that we're overbought. We need to go. Even the RSI was indicating this. Okay, so we're coming back down again. You can see even on the weekly, I was talking about how we still have some room. Okay, here we have some room, but right now the bears seem to be in control. So if you look at this particular body of the candle, bears seem to be in control. Also, why am I showing you this specific chart? This is one of my oldest charts. Why on earth am I showing you this one chart out of every other chart that I have? That's because I want to give you a reminder, guys. I want to give you a reminder. The reminder is very simple, right? We are still looking at this $58,000 level. This area here, we are still looking at that, right? Until this area, until we cross over this bull run does not continue. And also, if the worst case scenario happens, look, the 19K was always there, right? The 19K is always there. So I wanted to just give you, a stark reminder that, look, the 19K is still there. Don't forget, just because we're starting to move up again, don't forget this is still here, That's all I wanted to remind you of, right? So let's move into another chart that obviously you've seen before. This is where I've been talking about, and I've even said this as well, wrote it down. I'm probably the only person who physically wrote it down here and said, look, bull market continues after we cross this area. Right now, looking at this on a shorter time frame, you can see on a daily, what I realized was we had this slight kind of an angle forming, which is actually healthy. Remember what I talked about when we have this particular trend line forming, it's actually dangerous, but this type of a trend line is actually very healthy. So I'm quite happy to see this obviously still going down, so we might actually see a rebound on this. And yesterday I did actually publish a short. It was a last minute thing. I was sitting in my car and I said, you know what, I'm about to go home, but I parked up my car and I said, I've got to do this because I was, and what I did was I actually drew a purple line and I said, I put it on these two areas and I said, we might see a bounce off this area. And we did pretty much. I mean, we did kind of peak below slightly, but we did hold that, which was awesome. Right. Also looks like today we are about to make a brand new support zone around here, which is awesome as well to see, because this is how we want to do. We want to step up, step, and move up, right? As long as we can do this kind of stuff, we're absolutely fine. But this was the scenario, and the worst case scenario I did give was I said, look, we might actually even come back to this line, this $42,000 level. But you do know that I've been talking about this $42,000 level almost a week and a half now. I remember we were talking about a week and a half. We talked about it the moment we broke this candle. I was talking about this 42. I said, look, as long as we can stay above this 42, we're fine, we're safe, right? Because I knew that it's not going to go all the way. It has to come back, right? And the thing is like me being logical, right? I'm just trying to be logical here. What I was looking for, and I'll be honest with you here, right? What I was looking for was, yes, we broke this major trend line, but we did not confirm this trend line. You see what I mean? So this is what was worrying me, right? We need to confirm this trend line, and we just did not confirm this at all. And what I mean by confirmation is breakout, come back to this line, confirm, then move up. And we did not do that, right? So it doesn't matter. We don't have to do it now. Even now where we are, we don't have to do it. Provided we can hold this trend line, we should be okay, guys. Should be okay. Also, what I wanted to do was basically double check how low we can go. So what I did was basically I did put a little mini Fibonacci area here. So I said, okay, I'll take this particular low here, right? And I'll take this high and I'll see what's going on. So just based on this, right? And we do see that this $42,000 level does flash even on the Fibonacci's. Slightly lower, it flashes at 41.8, which is okay. It's not that bad, right? So, so far so good. If the market reverses, and we do want to see that as well. Currently where we are, we can't really work that out because we have to take the high point, right? And if we take this particular high point and take it back to this low, right, then you can see it does kind of push us into those $50,000, $53,000 levels. We have talked about this. Also, if I look at it at an even shorter time frame and I say, okay, this is where we are right now. Not right now, I mean this was the high, and we take it to this specific low here, just this specific low here, where you can see it just takes us just above our box, which is actually a lot more accurate in my opinion. I think this is going to be a better way to follow rather than doing a longer trend line, a longer time frame for the Fibonacci's. If we just do these little steps, I think we should be okay. Just follow this and let's see where we go from here, right? But I really wanted to show you this because this trend line is forming, and I thought that was kind of awesome because this is the kind of stuff we want to see. We were talking about it, that we don't want something to go like, in this kind of a shape. What we want to do is see something go like that, and that is much more healthy for us, right? So, I'm quite happy to see what's going on. Also, looking at the entire market, as I just said, right, you're seeing a lot of people buying up to 10 Bitcoins. They're increasing, so a lot of wallets are active, they're holding, they're increasing. Liquidations obviously would happen. That's just stupid money. This is why we're not trading. We talked about this. In fact, I talked about something, I don't want to show it because it's a private group, but the day we broke this level, the day we entered here, I had a trade at the $47,000 level active. Everybody who knows, there's about 50 people in one specific group, and I did leave a voice message there as well, and I specifically said, I'm getting the hell out ASAP. I mentioned this on this specific candle. The moment my trade opened, I said, I'm going to activate my trailing stop, and whatever happens, I'm getting the hell out because it's not sustainable. This is when I mentioned it, and you can see it followed exactly as it was. There was a big reason, because it wasn't supposed to do that. What this candle was supposed to do was actually come and touch the trend line, but it didn't. This was the one that was supposed to come down, but it didn't. Instead, it went higher, which is fine. But then I said, right, this is not what I wanted. I wanted it to go from the bottom up in order for it to do this. But when it did a higher high, I said, no. We didn't see a low, so I got to stay out. And also, when we were looking at the weekly, we talked about it, right? We talked about something on the weekly. We said, look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of positive. We are expecting at least 1 week of red. And look at this. Beautifully, it gave us a red, which is absolutely healthy for us, provided we can hold this red, right? Even if we get one more red, as long as we're above these reds, we're fine, right? So this week is a key for us. It's actually quite healthy for us. And obviously, over leveraged people should learn that do not go leverage trading, because you're just going to get wrecked. I mean, there's a YouTuber, I'm not going to even mention his name. He's got a trade on for $6 million. He's been flashing it to everybody, right? And he's down now. And you think to yourself, don't you learn? Because how many times are you going to get wrecked? But do you know what? People see that as, great information, and they watch him and they follow his trade. But what they don't realize is underneath is just promoting leverage trading. It's just like, oh, you get $3,000, $5,000, whatever. Guys, it's not. He's not trading with his money. He's trading with your money. Please do understand this. I'm not going to go deep into this one because there's no point. Also, what I did was I was looking at some of the stuff, and I know some of the guys want to see, certain indicators. So there was this indicator by DGT, right? And I'll show you which indicator it was, right? So I'll just activate this again just to show you. It's from a guy called DGT. They do a lot of indicators. Sorry. DGT. There's a lot of indicators these guys have, right? And I thought I'd kind of show you this because this one was really, really cool, which I kind of liked. And where did I put it? This one here, right? So this particular indicator here has got 645. Kind of like this because it's really, really cool, especially for people who are learners who don't really understand charts or anything. Well, now you don't have to, because this guy's just done something awesome, right? And what he's done is this. I'll show you. So he's actually created a algorithm to actually write it down for you. So it clearly writes, is it bullish or is it not bullish? So on this, you can see on the daily, it's very bullish. He's even checking the 4 hourly. You can check it on the 4 hourly and it'll tell you if it's bullish or not, if it's moving sideways, right? So here, for example, the 4 hourly is showing you bearish. It will clearly write it down. So I just wanted to show you this particular indicator, especially for the guys who don't understand certain fundamentals or technicals, right? Also here, for example, stochastic RSI, you can see on the 4 hourly showing slightly bullish, right? It's a good time to buy. Remember, when it's bearish, it's actually a good time to buy, especially on these time frames, right? So when we're looking at the hourly, right, we can see we're overbought. So we are going to take a little dump. We understand that. When we're looking at slightly higher time frame, 4 hourly, we can see we're overbought, oversold. So it is good time to buy on the 4 hourly, as you can see here. But ultimately, even when we're looking at this, we're looking for confirmation, and we can see that it's a 50-50. Right, it's a 50-50, almost you can say the bears are majority in control here just by looking at these hourly candles. But on the daily, guys, on the daily, look, bears are in total control. Bears are in total control. So I would personally wait, especially what I will wait for, and I'll tell you what I wait for. So if you're looking at the stochastic RSI, by the way, this is an overlay of the stochastic and the RSI together. So I'm not going to go into the yellow line. Let's talk about these two lines here. What we want to see is this red line come down here. So if somebody's going to be buying or anything like this, wait for this red line to come down here. This is when we want to basically enter. These are the zones. When this red line comes down here, below, anywhere below this purple box, absolutely fine. This is what we're looking for. So far, as you can see, it is bearish. Definitely bears are in control, with all the liquidations especially. So this is what I want to show here. Just a simple little indicator that does kind of write it down for you, what is going on in the market, if it's bearish or bullish. Obviously, if you don't want to use other indicators, you can use this single one, which I found very, very cool. So yeah, I mean, so far everything is looking good, and you can see it's saying on the daily it is kind of bullish, because obviously where we are going to get some buys. We are kind of going into this oversold territory, so bulls are going to come in and pick it up again. But looking at inside the candles, bears are in control. I'll just stand on the side a little bit, give it a few more days, I would say. and then we move forward. Ethereum kind of following suit. So here I also wanted to see exactly what's going on. Ethereum also following suit, but good news about Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. So if you look carefully, you see where this the red line is. The red line here is actually slightly higher, so you can see here it's just above here, but on the Ethereum one, you can see the red line is almost coming into this zone. Now that's coming into this zone, it's coming into a good buy zone, which is absolutely fine. This is kind of awesome to see. Also, if you look carefully into the charts, what you can see is where we found the resistance. We found resistance along this particular level here, just on the top of the box, right? So, sorry, not resistance, support, right? Which is absolutely awesome, right? And we do have a resistance here now. This is now a confirmed resistance for us. This $33,000, $3,300 is a confirmed resistance for us. So we need to come back here at some point and test it basically. But so far we're holding support here, which is awesome, around this level here, which is fantastic. So I'm not really concerned too much about it. I was looking at Solana. Solana is just on a rip, as you can see today, while the market was down. Solana was still pumping. So it's been really, really cool, especially seeing the volume come in. I mean, my God, the volume coming in. This is exactly the kind of stuff we need. So now that we've hit that level, we can actually adjust the Fibonacci and say, right, what's going to be our next level or next target that we should be looking at. So if I just use, I'll use this candle because this one's not finished yet. We still have approximately 10 hours remaining. So I'm not going to use that. I'll use this green candle here, and I'll take it to the bottom and say, right, what could be our projection? So right now, based on yesterday's candle, our projection is $89. So we're getting to that $100 level that I've been talking about, that I've been expecting Solana to, hit the $100, maybe 200, maybe even 400. I have gone as high as $400 on Solana. So let's see what happens. There's a lot of stuff going on. And remember, guys, this coin here is one of my long-term hold. This is 2025, 2030 hold. So for me, it's been a very, very good performer. It just hasn't let me down at all. And the structure is so good. It's just unbelievable. But also, just by looking at this, I want to give you a warning on this as well. This is the warning, guys. If you look at the daily, look at this. This is a warning, right? This is a blatant warning saying overbought, screaming and shouting overbought. We've hit the highest levels that we've previously hit as well, right? We're hitting those very, very high levels. RSI, look, we've never had it as high as this on RSI. So again, this is all indicating that if you've got some Solana, we're expecting a dump very, very soon, right? So everything is saying we're expecting a dump, except, so this RSI is saying we're expecting a dump, except this is not. So here we've got the stochastic RSI saying we've got room to grow. So definitely we might go a little bit more. But again, remember what I said, market momentum, right? When the market reacts, it reacts together. Everybody reacts. So let's have a look and see what this does. But for now, you've got two options. Obviously, you can either hold, and just wait for this $89, and we might see a massive dump at the $89. Just hold until then, or you can just sit back and just hodl like I do, or you can actually sell and just wait for this RSI to come down a little bit. But right now, I wouldn't do. I would go for the first one. Actually, I would just hold until the 89, observe, and if it does dump a little bit, then I know that it's going to come down, and just pick it up again. If I was going to just spot trade. But for me, I'm a holder. So this one, as I said, it's gone into my long-term portfolio. It's not coming out. But the reason for me is because I bought it at $1. So I've got no way of complaining, right? Where I am now, I'm not complaining at all. So I'm just going to sit on that one. I'm being transparent with you. Cardano looking awesome. But I was looking at something else on Cardano as well. So I found this little trend line here, which is kind of awesome to see. It's an upward momentum trend line. Of course, we got rejected here, which is fine. Which is absolutely fine, but you know what, give it a few days. I think Cardano is going to do that push. And remember, we talked about the 12th of September. Well, it's not far, it's only about 30 days away, 30 days away. So I'll wait for that one and see what that one does, guys. That one should be quite awesome. But yeah, I mean, look, everything is showing that on a higher time frame, BTC is definitely bullish on a higher time frame. On a lower time frames, sadly, over leverage and liquidations is causing problem. But higher time frame, you can see that we've got money moving out. We've got people taking stuff out. right? When we look at all of this stuff, like for example, let's have a look at this one here. Not much. Okay, here people with one BTC, not much, pretty much equal to what the price is. So some are buying, some are selling. But this was awesome to see. This was awesome to see, right? Where we've got the price coming down a little bit, but these the wallet addresses now increasing. See what I mean? Just this area here, just this one area here, look at this, they are starting to increase. Just to see that, it was awesome. It was awesome, guys. Yeah, other than that, you know what, I think this bull market is going to continue, but also one second, actually there's one thing I wanted to show you guys. One thing I want to show you, it's very important I do show you this. It's very important. We don't need drawings for this. I want to show you this because it's really, really important. And I kind of talked about it the other day as well. And just want to show you here. And I'm going to show it to you on a daily because it's easier to show you on a daily. I'm going to go back to 2013 and show you this. So in 2013, right? So this would be 2011. Okay, 2011 is fine, but let's do 2013, right? So 2013, the first time when we peaked out, right? So assume this is similar to 20, and I'm going to talk about some other differences as well. So, but this one in 2013, we done this, like this is similar to what we did in 65K, and then we had a dump, and then we came here, and then we failed, and then it just went into a slight bearish market, and then this lasted a little bit of time until we came back here. Right, so this is this was 2013, yeah, first run. Okay, so it lasted a long time and then it came back here. Great. What we want to look at is these little attempts, right? So again here, when we came and we got dumped, we did have an attempt and we came back at a certain level, right? So what we're looking for is very simple. Let's just use some maths here to see what's going on, right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to use some maths here and say, right, how far did we go? So we came down 70%. Fine, right? But did we recover is the question, right? Did we go back up? So if we use another one here and just see this, right? So we recovered 55%. You can see this, we recovered. So we went down 75 and then we recovered 55, but we couldn't hold it and we went down again. Right, so these are dangerous things you need to understand, right? Here, for example, right, we came down, use the same method again. We came down all the way up to here, which was 56%, and then when we basically tried to recover, you can see that we recovered around 44%, right? So the difference was around 40. So we couldn't get back there. We couldn't. So 55. So we had 10% remaining to cover, but we couldn't. We just could not sustain it. And then we went into a bear market, right? So same thing continuously. Doesn't matter where you look at, right? We've had these kind of situations where we do have these lovely, lovely areas, right? Where, you know, a bull run happens and we continue and we have these dumps. Like, for example, here we climb up. So, and then we have this dump and then we almost recover, but we fail. And this is the key. You need to understand that some of these can be kind of, how would you say this? You can call it a fake out, but it happens over a long time. You're assuming all market's going to be all great. This is when you're caught out. And what I'm trying to do here for the past few days, if not for the past few weeks, right? I'm trying to explain to you guys, this area here is similar to this area here. Okay. If we don't go above this $58,000, $59,000 level, we're in trouble. All I want to say, we're in trouble, right? As exactly as we were here, right? We couldn't get back to these levels, right? There was this level here. We had to get above. We couldn't. Only if we got above the $17,000, $18,000 level, market would have continued, but we didn't. And the same thing happened in 2013. Same thing happened in 2017. But I want to give you some differences as well, because this is really important. I know everybody says like, oh, similar, it rhymes. It's very similar to 2013. And I say the same as well. But one fact I want to give you. In 2013, we did not have 11,000 cryptocurrency. In 2017, we did not have 11,000 cryptocurrency. So this is the main fundamental difference right now, right? So this is what you have to understand. In 2013, it was only Bitcoin and a few others, okay? Handful of others, maybe 100 others, right? That's all we had. In 2017, I think we had like 500-600 right? Maybe 1,000 maximum, maybe 1,000, 2,000 coins. That was it. We didn't really have that much. I remember during the peak, we had all these ICOs coming out, all these scam ICOs coming out. And that's why we had this surge of coins. And we can see the same thing right now, a massive surge of coins coming in. I mean, here within the last 6 months, we've seen about 2,000 plus new coins come in. Just within 6 months. Can you imagine how exponential it's been? Like how many coins have come in? So all of them are contributing towards the market cap. So when we do look at this market cap, it's not just Ethereum, BTC, and the top 100 coins. It's everybody. It's all of them. Look, 11,300 now. My God. So every day there's 10, 15 new coins coming on. So you can see everything is contributing towards this. So it's kind of messing us up, right? But at the same time, when we're looking at the market, we understand that this time is different. It's not the same as 2013. It's not the same as 2017. Okay, this could be different. We could have, so this is a hypothetical scenario. We could have this market right now being led or destroyed, one or the other, by altcoins, nothing else. The reason is here we knew Bitcoin was in control, right? And even now, Bitcoin technically is. When Bitcoin dumps, everything dumps. But the point is, I can see altcoins kind of taking over. They're taking the lead, right? And just to kind of reiterate on that and show you what I mean, right? This is the entire market cap, global market cap, including Bitcoin, right? This is excluding Bitcoin. One second, sorry, let me show you here. Bitcoin dominance, right? Ethereum dominant. No, it's pretty similar actually. Today is pretty similar. I was going to show you this, how altcoins without the Bitcoin is actually pumping, but today it seems like it's the same. The market reacted exactly the same, guys. So again, just showing it in here right now. So this is what the market cap is, and this is what it is excluding Bitcoin. It's reacting the same way. So pretty much everybody's following suit. But normally what you're seeing is altcoins are definitely pumping, right? Altcoins pump a lot better than anything. So this kind of shows you that they are kind of taking a lead. Actually, let me zoom out to see if I can show it better. No, pretty much the same. Look at this. Almost identical, guys. Almost identical. So basically, this now says to you, everything's following BTC. Everything is following BTC. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you just look at it, it's just ridiculous. Everything is just following BTC. Look at this pattern and let's go into a BTC chart. Almost the same pattern. Almost the same pattern. In fact, the last bit here is exactly the same. Here, and BTC. Look at this. Even Ethereum, I believe, is the same. So that just tells you that everything is following. Yep. Everything is following the same pattern. So we know that, you know, one of these coins, right? We don't know which one, but we can only assume, and I always say is this one is leading the market right now. When you look at this data, when you've just seen the whole entire market cap, we've seen the Bitcoin, you've seen everybody with the exact same pattern. This is just guarantee it's leading the market. But we can either pump or we can either dump. Whatever we're going to do, right? It's going to be different. It's going to be different, but this is the key for us. If we use Bitcoin as an indicator for the entire market, this $58,000 level is a key for us. If we do not go higher than this level, we are screwed. We are totally screwed. Okay, absolutely screwed. Also, another thing I just want to show you. Let me put on a line chart to show you. All right, we've got some good news and some bad news, right? So for example, this area here, so I'm going to put a line here. This specific area here was a support some time back, right? And we broke that, right? We broke that because this was a resistance. We broke that, which is absolutely fine. We're kind of coming back to this now. After we break this, if we do still move up, right, then we have one more area here. So we're going to look at this area here. This would become our next kind of a resistance because this was a support once upon a time. And look, we just got rejected before this. After, if we do break this and we go higher, then we still have one more area here, which was a previous support, which will be a new resistance for us. Then after that, we don't have anything. After that, all we have is this resistance area. Do you see this? Like, let me just even make it longer for you. Is this massive resistance area, guys? Massive resistance area. That's it. just a resistance. It was a resistance before, every single time it was a resistance, and resistance here as well for us. After that, there's really nothing. There's only one line, and we can easily cross that. So you can see we've got, right, for us right now, we need to hold this support, which we have to do. Whatever happens, we have to hold this support. And then on top of that, we need to break 1, 2, 3 more barriers before we become all bullish. And at that point, I'll tell you one thing, if we can go above this, I'll go all in leverage. Why? Because this is it. Right now, it's stupid. Everybody that's doing leverage trading is just stupid, right? It's dangerous. Down here is when we want to basically, if we are going to do it, this is when I'm going to be bullish, extremely bullish, if we can break this confirm. So if we can get a candle going above and then confirm and then moving back up again, I will buy exactly here, not here, not here, not here. I will buy here and I will start my trade. That's probably the last leverage trading I'm going to do this year, and that's about it. It's a make it or break it, one of those, and I'm going all in. So that's all I can say, guys. But yeah, just stay safe, you know. As I said, everything on the daily is looking bullish. So yeah, I mean, those of you guys, I know some of you guys just panic every time a candle goes red. Sometimes you just got to look at the bigger data, look at the bigger picture. While all of this is going red because of stupid traders, others have been buying physical bitcoins and moving it off the exchanges, right? People are accumulating and their holding is growing, right? Which is really, really cool to see. You can see there's a lot of demand. Also, supply just didn't come back in. When we look at the supply of how many bitcoin there is on exchanges, it didn't come back to these levels. It didn't come back. This is 26th of July, the peak. We didn't come back to this level. So you can see this gap. When this gap starts to move up again, it starts to close up, we should be worried. But right now, all I'm seeing is exchange volume just dropping. This is becoming a massive supply squeeze, you know. Also, like for example, I was looking at Grayscale. Right, when we look at Grayscale, right, you can see, look at this, discount. Grayscale wants more money. They want more money. But at the same time, I have to be honest about one other thing as well about Grayscale though. Grayscale, right, now the price is down. You see they non-stop, they've been just buying. You know what I mean? This is what they've been doing. They just don't stop. They're holding. Okay, it's a little bit less than what it was before, but I think that's to pay whatever. But other than that, they're just steady, very steady. So to me, it's just awesome, guys. I don't know what to say. I mean, long term, it's going to be insane. Short term, yeah, of course, we're going to see a few bumps here, a few dumps here. But does it bother me? Not entirely. Also, there was one other thing I wanted to show you. Where is it? There it is. Oh, let me change the color. This 200-day moving average, guys. This 200-day moving average. I wanted to show you this, right? Actually, can't even show it to you good on this one because it looks kind of rubbish. Let's do it on this one. Let's do it on this one. It will look better, right? Okay. What I want to show you is this area here. You see how these, you know, for example, the best time to buy would be around these areas. And obviously this is when the market tops out. The red is market tops out and the purple here is, so it's like a pH level indicator. But yeah, this is when it's like the best time to buy. Even these areas, so around here as medium, as you can see. This is, look at this. We were purple in history, right? Blue, green, red. We've never come back to blue, and we kept on doing this, right? So until the market ends, until we peak out, then we come down again. And what we're seeing here is we've never ever seen it go to green. So here, for example, we've never seen it to go to green and then reverse back to blue, green and reverse back to blue, green and reverse back to blue. But this is the first time in history we've seen it go all the way to green and almost yellow. This one here, you can say kind of an kind of a lime green, right? So lime greenish here, not even yellow, just lime green. See the color difference? Lime green. And then it went back to blue. It went back to blue. And this is all because a lot of people were feeling the fear and being bearish. But this is like the opportunity, because that means we're not in these zones anymore. So we're heading towards that zone. When we go back and print the next green, we know we're moving back up again. You see what I mean? So all this, you can use this as an indicator too and say, well, we're in a blue zone, good buy zone. When we get to a green zone, we know the market's going, hold tight, it's going to be a roller coaster. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, there are many fundamentals, many fundamentals. But yeah, just be careful, guys. This is what I'm worried about, remember. I just want to warn you again and again and again. This whole warning video, everything here, I'm just, yes, we're bullish. Yes, you know, at one point we're going to go to $1 million. That's not a problem. We're going to go to $1 million, you know, provided the banks are constantly printing money, provided the supply versus demand is increasing, right? So, you know, our supply is less, but our demand is increasing. We are going to get to these peaks. We don't have a problem getting into these peaks, but are we going to do it now? Maybe not. Are we going to do it, you know, in 10 years? Possibly. But the argument here right now, where we are we supposed to be extremely bullish before this area? Because as history says to us, every time we had these kind of peaks and we did attempt to come back, when we didn't go up above this neckline, above these areas here, we got rejected. These are our major resistance lines, right? Like, for example, here, this was our major resistance line, right? So please do understand, heed my warning, because market is very dangerous right now, especially for the guys who don't, you know, who don't really understand much of the stuff and how most of the data is taken into account. Like here, I've shown you multiple sections, multiple stuff, how I'm using mini time frames, other datas, looking at heat maps, looking at everything, looking at exchange inflow, looking at exchange outflow, looking at wallet changes. When we take all of this, you know, as a data and we put it there, then we can make a logical decision to actually tell you something, you know. And I always say, I'm not a TA guy, but I can do TA, not an issue, but I use data. For me, this is all data driven, and I'm using previous data with current data and saying, well, what's the most logical thing to do, right? That's what I'm trying to do. In this channel, we try to do the most logical and reasonable actions rather than going based on emotions, right? We want to be clear, calm, collective, and we want to make the trade or buy or sell or do whatever based on facts, not just fundamentals. Fundamentals, people, somebody asked me once, it says, you know, what's the fundamental for something? And I said, what fundamentals? When the market goes up, everything goes up. Over time, cryptocurrency will have mass adoption. You know, the more adoption we have, and as long as we have a scarce supply, we're always going to see the demand, and we're always going to have a higher price than we had before, right? So that's that. But yeah, guys, if you've stuck with me to the end, please make sure to hit that like button, share with another if you find value, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And this is where you're going to get this kind of stuff. I'm not here to give you entertainment, guys. It's your money, you're buying crypto, your investment, your finance. Having a laugh doesn't always work, okay? Everybody can laugh and be a hero when the market's moving up, but nobody's going to be a hero when basically they're losing money, like that idiot who's just lost $6 million on a trade, right, on YouTube. You know, he's acting all good, but you can see how worried he is, you know. But this is because he never thought. He's on the hype train. He's on the hype train, hopium train, or whatever you want to call it, right? It doesn't work like that, guys. You gotta stand back, take 2 steps back, and then make the decision to go 4 steps forward. If you don't, you're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose money. So other than that, I'm not gonna make this any longer. I hope this was informative. You know, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one. So hopefully tomorrow I'll do another live stream. Similar time probably, and I'll see you then. Okay, and in between that, if I drop any shorts, just watch out for those. Also, guys, when you hit the bell button, make sure to press notification and press all. That's the only way you're going to get all the notifications of every single video I release. So other than that, adios my amigos. Hope to see you again soon, very soon.